Welcome to Winchester in the Know. I am your host, Sergeant Dan Perenick of the Winchester Police Department, and I'm your school resource officer and work closely to keep youth, adults, and seniors safe within our community each and every day. I am also the police department's liaison to the Winchester Coalition for a Safer Community, and in partnership with WinCam, we will bring you a topic on each show that you should know about. Through sharing information with our community, we hope to prevent issues and problems that we are seeing and dealing with often. We also hope that our parents use this information to assist them while parenting their children at all ages and save them hardships others have experienced in the past. We know all are very busy, but please take some time to view this short program and let us know your thoughts. Today's topic is about RAD and RAD kids. I want to thank Jason Ketchaputi, Andrea Bremhorst, and Dan Aria for joining us today. All four of us have something in common. We're all RAD instructors or RAD kid instructors. And RAD means similar, but it's just varied by a little bit by each of the words for each of the groups. And there's a RAD for women's, there's a RAD for men's, and there's a RAD for kids. There's also a RAD for seniors, which we're not trained in as of yet, but maybe one day we'll look at that. Jason and Andrea and I work together at Winchester High School. I'm the school resource officer, and both are physical education teachers. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we were able to do since 2015 with our students. And Dan Aria, one of our police officers, is RAD Kids trained. And over the last 2 summers, he's had the opportunity to start the program and start to introduce the RAD Kids concept to our children here in the town. So we're going to talk a little bit about that over the next few minutes. Jason, you want to take us through the RAD for Women's program?
Sure, Dan. RAD for Women, it's a basic physical defense course. RAD itself stands for Rape Aggression Defense. And in the program, we work on not only the physical piece, what people think self-defense is, but we spend a lot amount of time on the awareness. How do you become aware of your environment and be able to avoid dangerous situations? We also really work hard to empower the young women to be able to stand up for themselves, defend themselves in multiple situations, not just exactly what people think when someone might get grabbed or whatever, but the things that might lead up to that, and sometimes just the disrespect that women are shown in our society, how to stand up for themselves in those situations.
That's great. Andrew, talk to us about, since 2015, working with our students. Again, how many students have we worked with and instructed the basic RAD for Women's course?
At this point, any student who is taking physical education has participated in the RAD for Women program, as well as some graduating seniors. So I would say about 900 students that we've had at this point, and we're really proud of that. We feel as if the students will benefit from this education and empowerment that we've been bringing to them.
That's great. Close to 900 female students for the RAD for Women's class. Jason, how about the RAD for Men's course? Talk to us about what the difference is and what we've been able to do with that at the high school.
Yeah, so the difference in the RAD for Men's course is we're working with the young men to de-escalate situations, to understand how aggression and violence can have a major impact on their lives. So again, awareness is a big piece of this, but also how to recognize those situations, how to de-escalate yourself, try to de-escalate the situation, and being able to walk away is a really hard thing for young men. So we work really with them to understand it's okay to walk away. And then also the physical skills to help de-escalate a situation if those are needed as well. So it's a very interesting program. It can be very difficult for the young men to understand that, but we have had some students come back and tell us that they have used those skills in a real life situation, which was really big for us.
That's terrific, and it's great to get the feedback. Dan, as far as the RAD for Kids program, now RAD for women is Rape Aggression Defense, and for the kids program and the men's program, it's Resisting Aggressive Defense.
Resisting aggression defensively, yes.
Defensively. Can you tell us a little bit about what age group you work with and what the RAD for Kids program is all about?
Oh, primarily the age group that I'm working with is 8 to 12-year-olds. The program itself can be set up for 3 different age groups, 3.5 to 5-year-olds, 5 to 7, and then the 8 to 12s. So far, we've only worked with the 8 to 12-year-olds because those are the kids that we feel the message gets to the easiest and retains the information the most at this point.
How long of a program are we talking about? Rad for Kids program, what's the hours that we need to put in for the program?
Right now, it's a 10-hour program completely to get certified. That's with a simulation at the end of the week's training, or however we split up the 5 sessions.
In a simulation similar to the women's course and the men's course, we are all trained in that level of, well, actually Andrea, Jason, myself, and several other officers are trained, and Dan, you'll be going soon, to that level for a liability purpose and all the rest of it, to be able to suit up in the RAD simulation suit, to be able to let the kids go ahead and practice the skills that they worked on during the week. What's the philosophy and some of the basic skills that the kids work on?
We teach the kids basic strikes and how to get out of a situation that they're put in, whether it be a bullying situation or an abduction situation, anything that could be in between those. How to stop an attack and run away from wherever they are and get help, whether it could be the school bus, run to the school bus driver, or if they're being abducted, run to a house, or in a mall, run to a store clerk to try to get help.
Yeah, and how important it is, and I think with all of these programs that we bring to town, is about escape, about recognizing, avoiding, being aware, all those types of things, but also being able to escape and get out of that situation. I think that's first and foremost. And I know I work with you with the last class. Can you tell us about the last class that you did up at the Vincent Owens School?
Yeah, the last class was put out through the rec department, and we held it up at the VO. It was offered to all schools. We ended up with 18 kids signed up for the class. So right now, out of the 3 classes that we've run, we've put about 50 kids through in the last 2 years. But we graduated, I think, 17 kids out of the 18 that signed up. One kid, after showing up, realized it wasn't really for them, which was fine. But the 17 that graduated loved the class, and now they can say that they went through this class, they learned these skills. And it's not even just these skills they're learning to defend themselves. They also learn life lessons, like walking home and how to use the same paths or same route home every day in case you get lost, and so your parents know where to go and look for you. It's just life lessons in general on top of the ways to defend yourself if something ever happened.
Oh, that's terrific. How about the women's program and the men's program? What are we talking for hours for when we instruct the course? How many hours for the course, Andrea, for the women's program?
So for the women's program, we incorporate it into our physical education program. We have a 6 classes that we teach the ladies the skills. We do some lecture, we talk about the education piece, and then 3 hours we get all of our girls together and we do a little field trip, in-school field trip, that a lot of the girls can practice their skills. We have some police officers come in and volunteer their time with us that we're really appreciative of. And then after that, the girls can sign up if they want to for a dynamic simulation.
Yep, and similar to the kids program, the last day with the kids program, if they'd like to go through it, again, it's basic simulation of escaping, moving, doing blocks, and doing what they've been taught throughout. And it's a great way to reinforce those skills in a real life type of situation.
Yep, and we've had about 10% of our girls in each class come in and actually sign up for that simulation. So that's really exciting.
It's amazing to see them being empowered from the class, the 6 hours, the 9 hours, and when they're done doing the physical hand-on stuff, and then if they choose to continue and they complete the simulation, each phase of it empowers our young ladies, and you can see them stand a little taller, their shoulders back a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And what's real important is their RAD voice. is very important in doing the defensive things. How important, what have you heard feedback from some of our students that have come back about the positiveness of the program?
I think that definitely the sense of empowerment. We have had some girls come back and tell us some stories about just using their voice in a public situation that they felt as if they needed to speak up, that something was happening, and a couple other situations where they've had that education, so now they were able to use a skill or use a voice or just be able to portray that information.
The awareness part for our kids, for our high school, for our boys, how important that is just to be aware. Because here in Winchester, we have a wonderful community, and sometimes we can have our blinders on. And again, we want them to be aware of the surroundings. Dan, you talked about life skills, and I think these are all life skills to take with you if you live in Winchester, or if you travel away to camp for the summer, or to the Cape, or to New Hampshire, wherever families travel to, they can take these skills with them wherever, and that's what's so great about this. Going off to college, and I think the men's program is real important for our young men. Jason, I know that we've worked, and we work right now with freshman females and freshman males, and we've been able to cycle through all these classes. The men's program, real important, freshman boy gets this information, both on how to de-escalate, but also how to be respectful. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we do talk about how to present themselves out in the community. What is it like to be a young man, and to how to treat others, especially women? What does that look like? We talk about different scenarios. We talk about some different things legally in terms of the law. And we try to make them aware of, what is going on in society. And we put it on them to say, what type of man do you want to be? And we find that to be really important. Those are some of the deepest conversations we have when we do have that little bit of a time with them at the end of the program after we're done all the physical piece and whatnot. And that seems to be the part they really grab hold of most, because when you do challenge them to, what type of person, what type of man do they want to be, they really do rise to the occasion and dig in deep and say some really thoughtful and important things.
Let's talk about where we're going with the programs. Now, the number of students we've taken through, and now we've talked about starting a program with the senior girls before they go off to college. A couple of things I want to talk about is doing an advanced program, like an elective type of thing, and why we would do it. And two is, let's talk about that anybody who takes a RAD program can come back at any time and take the program for free of charge. At the schools, we don't charge. The rec department, there's a small fee for that. And soon, and you'll hear about it in just a couple of minutes, about a community program we're going to start this fall to offer to the community. So the small fees go to take care of some of the costs. But let's talk about them going off to school, and then also where we're going as seniors this coming year or the next 2 years.
Yeah. So RAD is a wonderful program that has a lifetime return policy, and when the students leave Winchester High and go off to school or whatever it might be, there are RAD programs all over the United States and in several countries around the world. So they do have the opportunity to continue not only the physical skills, but also the educational piece, the awareness and the avoidance. So it's a tremendous program that offers opportunity for women to continue to feel empowered and to, again, keep their physical skills sharp every year, every couple years, whatever they choose.
How important that is to practice and keep the skills sharp. Andrea, what about the elective program that we'd like to maybe get started at the high school?
Yeah, so we're looking into offering as an elective-based PE program, bringing in a women's study type of elective-based class in physical education, where we would offer the advanced RAD training as well for the women who decide to take that class.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we send them off from Winchester to the world prepared with these life skills. And Dan, with the RAD Kids program, we're excited about working with Chris Nelson and the other elementary schools in the town for after-school programs, because that's what the VO
Correct,
program
yeah.
was. The parents part of their parent program were the ones that asked if we'd come and do it and open it to the town, which is terrific. And again, we're hoping this year to be able to set up a couple more after-school programs.
Yep.
And maybe summer enrichment program with the school is where we started, and that's how we're gonna
Correct. Maybe try to get one in on a vacation.
Yeah, during a vacation week, it's a
school
good time for
vacation,
people that are in town, which is terrific. We can't thank the Winchester Coalition for a Safer Community more. Through their grant money, we were able to train not only the four of us, well, actually the three of us. Dan had a grant through the Mass Police Training Council for the Rad Kids program, but also Officer Shelby Santini, Officer Michael Ciccarillo, Officer Kristen Shea, Detective Catherine DePerna. Those are the officers that not only the coalition has helped get us trained, but also with the support of Chief Peter McDonald and Superintendent Judy Evans have supported this program because, again, life skills are so important that we send our kids off prepared educationally, but also emotionally and physically for what we do, which is terrific. What else? What else should we know about the program? Anything else that...
Yeah, I mean,
This fall, we're going to be kicking off the women's program as soon as we get back. We're excited about that. Andrea brought up how important it is that we have help from other police officers from surrounding cities and towns and other educators that will come in to support us because when you're dealing with 90 or 100 young women in a field trip situation, it's important that we have the help to be able to make that thing move. So surrounding cities and towns have been very supportive. And if you don't live in Winchester, check in the area or go on the RAD website and you'll see where colleges, universities, and communities that sponsor the RAD program. We're hoping to do a fall community program in October. Watch the Winchester Recreation page. We have dates tentatively set right now. And again, thanks to the coalition for supporting us and allowing us to do this, and thanks to the police department for supporting such a great cause. I wish to thank our guests today, Jason Ketchaputi, Andrea Bremhorst, and Dan Aria, for sharing this important information. If you would like more information on the RAD programs, contact me, because I'm the liaison for the town, at dpernick@winchesterpd.org. Please let others know in the community about this program and encourage them to view it on demand at wincam.org. If you would like more information about this program or any others within the series, please contact us at winchestercoalition@gmail.com. Lastly, we encourage you to download our Winchester Coalition app 01890, which also contains our text tip line. On behalf of the Winchester Coalition for a Safer Community and WinCam, I thank you for taking the time to join us at Winchester in the Know.